Hello, I'm your host, Carly Palmer. Welcome to the Sometimes Show, where an amateur historian shows you a deeper look into the 1970s. For episode 1, we're going to be talking about Mary Tyler Moore and the Mary Tyler Moore Show. So first of all, we're going to set up the premise of the show. Mary Richards is the main character who's played by Mary Tyler Moore. She, in the show, is 30 years old and has recently broke up with her boyfriend in the first episode. So she was working to put this guy through medical school, and after they break up, she ends up moving to Minneapolis. She's living by herself, she's single, and in the beginning she kind of wants to get back together with her boyfriend, but in the end she's happy she's doing so. She has a pretty high up news job in a newsroom, and she is a well-dressed woman and a very well-articulated woman. This show is a surprise to most people during the time because Mary was living outside of the norm of how most people in America were. Usually people were expecting women to hurry up and get married, have kids, and settle down, but Mary Richards was the complete opposite of people on television. People were used to the nuclear family, just white, pretty, perfect, and a picket fence in front of the house. So, she had no desire to have any part in a romantic relationship, and this is why a lot of people looked at Mary as a feminist icon and a role model during this time. She had been having sex outside of marriage, which was sort of implied because she also talked about birth control, which was sort of taboo during the time. She also didn't care to marry anybody, and she worked a respectable position that was supposed to go to a man, but she convinced her boss to give it to her anyways. Mary is the epitome of a feminist, but, she was white, pretty, skinny, and had a nice sense of style. She was somebody that, at the time, she was the feminist people were willing to listen to. Mary's workplace colleagues became more like her family. It became like a family of one, where she lived by herself, but when she went to work, she looked at her boss as a father figure, and then she had her friend Murray that she worked beside. And she kind of told him every story that she wanted to tell him. He knew every detail of her life. And she was the perfect picture of the generation gap, because Mary was living this whole other life that differed from TV shows from the 1950s and 60s. Her show was mostly like relatable humor that other women watching felt really good watching, when they were going through these things as well, such as when Rhoda was trying to lose weight, because everybody feels that, and all the crazy situations that Mary and Rhoda got into. This style of sitcom inspired people like Tina Fey, who's still, in show business today and doing the same things, and even inspired shows like Friends and The Big Bang Theory. So, a large thank you to Mary Tyler Moore for normalizing life that doesn't need a man, and being a pretty, so feminism was pretty acceptable during that time. I'm your host, Carly Palmer, and the knockoff Trevor Noah. I'm signing off.